Well, good afternoon. This is a great day in Murfreesboro. It's a great day for the city of Murfreesboro. It's a great day for Middle Tennessee State University. And it is a great day for the tennis community. Let's hear it. Absolutely. On the poster behind us, if you want us kind of a sneak peek, you can see the floor plan that we're proposing for the new 8 indoor tennis courts. And with the help of Middle Tennessee State University and several other partners for funding throughout the community, this is now becoming a reality. And so we want to really thank Middle Tennessee State University and all of their help. Mr. Alan Farley, who is the Associate Athletic Director, and Mr. Chris Massaro, who is the Athletic Director, standing over here, for all their efforts in going out in the community and raising the money and coming to the city. And I know that this has been something that we have dreamed about for a long time in Murfreesboro. I saw Frank Fly walk up a while ago, and I know about 8 years ago we were doing site plans. Matter of fact, I did about 6 or 7 throughout the city, showing different tennis courts and showing indoor facilities. And the one that we thought was the best was right here at Old Fort Park. And that's where it's going to be. And we have 24 courts now. We're going to add 8 to it. And hopefully in the future there may be more. So I think what we're going to become is one of the best tennis facilities in the southeastern United States. We'll be able to host local, state, regional, national, and collegiate tournaments here. And we know what that does to the bottom line in Murfreesboro. It really adds to our economic impact. And we appreciate everyone that has made a contribution. I know I've had a good time working with the MTSU coaches on the design. I see some of the players here. Welcome. I know you're anticipating coming into this facility because you've been driving to Nashville, trying to go to the indoor courts and get your practices in the winter, and this is going to be wonderful, not only for MTSU but for all the citizens of Murfreesboro. So with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce someone who really needs no introduction, but that's Dr. Sidney McPhee, the president of Middle Tennessee State University. Dr. McPhee.
Well, good afternoon. I know you out there. Good afternoon. This is a beautiful day. Thank you so much, Lanny. And I, too, would like to add my welcome and congratulations and appreciation to all who have been so instrumental in making this day possible. It's been long in the making, and we're here today to celebrate the beginning of yet another wonderful and remarkable partnership and collaboration between the city of Murfreesboro, I might add, one of the best cities in America, Mayor Bragg and council members, and not only the largest undergraduate university, but one of the best top university in the geographic center of the state of Tennessee, and I might add, in the geographic center of the world. That's how we think. In particular, I wish to express my gratitude to other partners that have been so important as part of this effort to build this world-class facility. Our friends from the Christy Houston Foundation, which we also, I might add, recognized just last week for a major 7-figure gift to help support the science building. They have been here for this community day in and day out. So let's give Bob Mifflin and the board, the Christy Houston Foundation, a round of applause for their support. And certainly, many of our supporters and folks who want to see this university and this community move forward, particularly in this project, the Adams Family Foundation. I saw many of the Adams family here. Would you raise your hand? Let's give them a round of applause. And so many of you who are in the audience today what I call tennis enthusiast. Many of you like me, well, I shouldn't say like me because I haven't played in years, but I was a very good tennis player in my young days. I was before the Civil War, team. But I know your interests and your support. In fact, just a couple of months ago, I couldn't go around the community, whether I was in Sam's or Kroger's, people would come up to me and said, when is this facility going to be built? Have you raised the money with the city and with everybody else? Well, today, that question has been answered, and it's because of the great support of many individuals and entities. So today we're here to groundbreak on a $3.5 million facility that's been raised, including a significant gift from the city of Murfreesboro. And I want to thank members of the city council for your leadership, your vision, your commitment, your dedication. You've done it time and time again. Let's give them a round of applause for their support. As you have heard, this facility will include 8 courts, indoor tennis complex. It will include an elevated grandstand, top-notch locker rooms and training facilities, an electronic scoreboard, and all the other bells and whistles that a top-tier collegiate tennis program needs to be competitive. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard, we're stepping up our game at MTSU, and the city is stepping up with us as we begin our association with the World Class Conference USA, our 17 sports, as we make our entrance in the Conference USA. This facility will make Murfreesboro area, as Lanny said, a tennis destination. And just yesterday, actually, I was in Dallas as part of the Fall Conference Presidents USA meetings in Dallas, Texas, in which we are now beginning to make bids for various sports. This will allow us to be very competitive in bringing Conference USA Championship tournament here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and that will create economic opportunities for this city. And so there'll be tennis and more tennis of the high class that will allow folks to come here to shop, to eat, and to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful area. You need to know that this is not the first partnership between MTSU and our great city. I remind folks, just a few years ago, our wonderful city provided funds to help us with the Hayes Track and Soccer Stadium, which opened in 1998 and was a product of a very similar partnership. And it has allowed us at this city in this area to host the annual TSSAA Spring Fling Championship. And it has given us a world-class collegiate facility and allows us to attract athletes to this great area to excel. So we see a very similar kind of model being in place with this tennis facility. So this is indeed under the leadership of our mayor. Our university, our city is stronger today because of the local leadership of our city and our county government. Our state legislative delegation includes, I know Mayor Burgess is not here, but we need to also recognize the county commission and our mayor, county mayor, for working together to make this university and this city and this county a great place to live. It would be remiss of me not to particularly point out the leadership of a good friend, an incredible supporter, someone who truly bleeds blue and is true blue. We could not be where we are today without the support of the City Council and our great Mayor, Tommy Bragg, for his leadership. So please join me in giving a special warm welcome and greeting to Mayor Bragg for all of his good work and for his leadership and for his support of this incredible facility and our university for years to come. Now, Mayor, I need a couple more $1 million with that kind of introduction.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, after that kind introduction, how can I say no? That's something that Sidney McPhee is certainly known for during his tenure, is not saying no. And Sidney, we are certainly proud of you and your university, which is our university, and we want it to be more successful every day. I'd like to introduce my council members. A lot has been said about them. I've said recently that we really don't have a king in Murfreesboro. We've got a 7-member council, and we try to work together, and these people have made this happen with their votes and with their support. Shane McFarland, Madeline Scales Harris, Toby Gilley, and Eddie Smotherman, and I'm so glad to work with you and proud and honored to work with you as a council. Thank you. We couldn't do anything without working with our Parks and Recreation Commission, and Lanny, you are just a fabulous talent and a great resource for our community. We depend on you every day, and Dee Jernigan and Tim Tips are here who watch him like a hawk, so we are very pleased with our Parks and Recreation Commission, and of course Shane McFarland works and sits on our Parks and Recreation Commission also, and so does Eddie. So Eddie Smotherman, they do a great job, and their support has really been helpful. One person I'd like to get up here and stand next to me because he makes me really look good is Bob Mifflin. And Bob, if you would come up here for a minute, and Sidney, if you would join me back up here for a minute. I'm sure a lot of people understand this, but long years ago, my dad was in the legislature, and Rutherford Hospital was getting ready to transition. It was going to either go to a for-profit or it was going to go to a nonprofit hospital chain. And I'm going to boil it down to the two choices. If it had been a for-profit, the city tax rolls would have just had more money coming in if it had been a for-profit hospital, because they would have paid property taxes and it would have been just wonderful. And then on the other hand, we could have sold it to a nonprofit hospital chain. The city wasn't going to get any tax revenue, but a wonderful foundation was going to be formed known as Christy Houston. And it has brought 10 times the good fortune to our community and our region of any taxes that would have been paid to the city of Murfreesboro, as wonderful as they would have been to me. So I want you to know, as residents and business owners and taxpayers in the city of Murfreesboro, Christy Houston Foundation has been a wonderful community partner, community volunteer, and solid sense of support for our community. Newton Malloy is here. Newton is on the board there. I'm not sure that I see any other board members from Christy Houston, but the wonderful thing today is that Bob Mifflin has a little presentation he wants to make, and it really is going to make this tennis center a fabulous place to be. And Bob, I'm going to turn over the microphone to you and let you make this presentation to Dr. McPhee.
All right. Thank you, Tommy. I can't help but just tell one little story that we were talking over there a while ago. You know, our city and our county and our university perhaps could help Washington a little bit. Instead of saying, no, I want it just for MTSU, or Tommy saying, hey, the city's going to get it, don't worry about the county or the university, they all came together for the good of all of us. And I think there's a little lesson there, Dr. McPhee, that some of our friends in Washington could learn. Tommy told me that to give him the check.
It's on the same part. It's on the same part. Like I said, we work together.
Right. Well, to the city and to the county and to MTSU, Christy Houston Foundation has a check here for $500,000 for this facility that is going to be so wonderful.
Very, very nice, brother. Thank you. Go ahead. Do we have to co-sign it?
Yeah.
No, I was going to let you talk on
it
about
actu-
another hour about how good we are.
Okay.
It actually said to Sidney McPhee and MTSU. No, it's a,
That's good.
I want to add some more.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much, Bob, and please express our appreciation to members of the board. You have been real true blue, not only for our university, but for our city. And Mayor Bragg, I shall $500,000. I feel nervous holding this, so I think I'll pass it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Just indulge me for one more moment, please, while I recognize other individuals. I've mentioned the Adams family, the entire family, for their support and dedication. There are others, and while there have been many in the community, I do want to point out some other families and foundation that have been very instrumental in supporting us at this point. Certainly with Andy, Robert, Fred, and Dottie Adams and their families, to Richard and Shane Reeves and their families, to Sonia and Terry Lehman, Barry and Melanie Ship, Anita and Mark Pirtle, Bill and Sandy Neal, Bob and Dick Lalance, and of course, the one and only Dr. Liz Ray, MTSU biggest cheerleader. Let's give them all a round of applause for their great support, and many of you whom I haven't called, and certainly under the leadership of our athletic department. I know you all realize the jewel that we have with our coaches, our student athletes, and under leadership of Chris Massaro. As I mentioned, I was just in Dallas yesterday, and we are new members of the Conference USA, but MTSU is the talk of the town. It was good going to a meeting, pulling off that 3-second win. Wasn't that great on Thursday night? We were the toast of the town in Dallas yesterday. Everybody knows about Murfreesboro and about the athletic department, and under the leadership of Chris Massaro, who has made MTSU, along with the coaches and his staff and athletes, really a major national attention and a national winner in many areas, and someone who really hit the ground running with this. I had him in my office. It seems like every other month I was calling Alan Farley in and asking Alan, where are we with finishing this up? And I see Andy Adams back there, and every time Andy saw me, he kind of dared me that, are you going to finish this thing up? Well, Andy, it's done. It's done. And it's under the great work of Alan Farley. Let's give Alan a round of applause for his good work, his fundraising, spearheading that effort, and our Blue Raiders Athletic Association for their leadership. We all are true blue. We're devoted to success. We have an All-American team, an All-American coach, both in our women's and our two coaches. Would you come out, and men and women? Come on, Jimmy. And yes, you are coaches, aren't you? Let's give them a round of applause for bringing championship, along with our student athletes who do it well, not only on the courts, but in the classroom. This is the A-team. Thank you so much. We appreciate all that you do to support our great university.
1, 2, come on, 3.